Okay, now having our wireframe now, I'll quickly want us to go into the dashboard creation. So when we are done with the dashboard creation, I can actually use any color that I want, and then you can use any color that you actually prefer to, but I want it to be as cool as possible. So the first thing is, let me quickly work with the header so I know what I'm placing. So let's go. Let's check our chart again. Now for our chart, we have how many KPIs? One, two, three. Average fare, minimum fare, maximum fare. So let me just create that with this. So you can just have this one and you copy. And just use this to speed up our time. Copy, paste. Okay. It's difficult to like this one, but it's okay. Let me use this thing. So just copy this and paste it so we can have this one then. So let's just change the size so that we can have a comment size. Probably 9 or 8. Let's see if it's possible. Okay, let's try it then. Let's see. Okay, okay, okay. Let's see. I would not want to actually change the editing when I'm done. So that's what I want to. So now let me check average fare, average of fare, minimum fare, maximum fare. So okay. So we can just do this. Let's average. Let me change it to transport. Average transport. See, can it actually? Let's say average T fare. That will not be too. It will not be too long or too big. Let's do average. Average T transport. Average transport. So let's see. This one. Okay. This is not too big. Let's hold it. Let's see. So you need to be careful so that it can be very audible. Like I said, audible can be very visible. Okay, let's see. so that at least everybody can see it. So for the KPI, we can have it downward, depending on how we want to do it. You can have it downward or upward. Okay, so let me see. What is the average transport bill? So we can just copy this, copy, paste, paste, and paste, and paste. So what we do is that we just pick one each. So we use one for this one. We use another one for this. We do what we just we just rename them so that we speed up our work. Then let's have one for this. Then let's copy it and paste. And paste. So we have one for this. Then I like watermarking my work. There's one time on LinkedIn that I actually initiate the fact that people should watermark their work so that it will not be stolen by other people. So I'll be doing that. I'll be copying this so that when I need it, I can actually. I will not need to. I will not need to start looking for a way to do it again. But I want it to be like this thing. I don't want it to be so obvious. Yes, I think that works for me. So this is depending on how you want to actually do your thing. Sha. So let's go on. So let's go on now. We want it to be at the edge, very small. Let's put it here. Let me just leave it there. So probably if you are putting our picture at the top here, we can actually do that. If you are not, we can actually leave it or put a picture here. So that's that. So let me just keep that there. So now let's edit all this one so that we can have them as possible minimum fair. Which one should go first? The maximum. Okay, let's do minimum, average, the maximum. Minimum transport fee. So we just change this to we just change this one to minimum transport fee, average transport fee. Then let's change this one to okay, let me get out. Let's have, let's have maximum transport fee so it can speed up our work. Without anything to add. So let's check the chart. Which one are we placing at the right, at the left? We can actually change them later actually. But that one is dependent on how what we want to show. I think the one that has first thing. This one is for one, two, three. This first thing. Average fare, transport fare per route, per route or route anyway. Count of transport fare type. So okay, fine. We can actually do transport fare per state, state by transport fare, state by transport fare. State transport fare. We can make this one state transport fare, or we actually make it state per transport or state transport fare. State transport fare so that we not. Then we have route transport. Okay, transport type, route and transport fare. Transport type. What should how should we name that? We need to name it professionally so that you know just okay. Route transport by transport type. Okay, we can actually do that. Route. Okay. I want that the pie chart should be. So we can just change this one to transport type. Then we have route. Route. I'm trying to get what we are, can actually use for can transport type route per transport type by route. Let's use by route. Let's just put that. Let's put that to the end. So I'll remove this. Delete by route. So which other one do we need to? Okay, let's go. Update fare by route. So it depends on how you want to communicate your average transport fare. Uh, so this is a little bit okay. Average transport fare per route. Okay. So we can change this one to top. I think based on average, this one is top per transport fare. Now there is one we actually did. We actually represent as top. Let me make sure. Average pay by state. Okay. I want to check. I want it to be alongside with documentation. Average pay per state. Okay. Let's do this one as average pay by state. Average pay by state. Okay, then average pay by transport type. Average pay by transport. Average pay by transport type. Average pay by transport type. Okay, average pay by transport type. Okay, this one is very long. Let's see. It's coming. Okay, by transport type. Average pay by transport type. So this one's average pay per transport by transport type. Transport type. Transport type. So let's expand this so that we can average transport pay per transport type. Then route by transport type. Okay, that's the one at the top. Route per. Okay, you can leave transport per route by transport type. Okay, you can leave that one. Okay, let me put route first because I'm going to put the route in the middle. So route by transport type. Okay, route by transport type. This one is safe. This one is prepared by. So now the last, this one will now be top 10 most expensive routes. Top 10 most expensive. This top 10 should be top 10 most expensive. Now I'm going to change this one, but I'll edit it first. Top 10 most expensive routes. Top 10 most expensive routes. Now this, I'm going to change this one here. Why? So that we have the ones that actually talk about the route on the same axis. Then we have the average transport rate. This one here. So we have graph here. Then this can be moved to this can be shifted to into that. So we have that. So then this can be done a little bit. Then probably reduce the font average transport. Okay. So average transport fare or transport. Let me like this type. So we can have average T fare by transport type. I'll use trans. This is trans. Transport. I can change the font here so that we can probably it. Let's hit it here. It should suit it actually. Okay. So we can have I want the details to show. Then we turn it back to 9. Then let's have this thing. Okay. Undo. Let's have this one removed. Let's have this one to be 9. Then let's add it to remove. So this can, we can still work with that. Good. Good. So we have this. We have everything like that. I'm just going to screenshot this. Let's screenshot this. So we ain't done. We are not done. So now I think this is a little bit nice. So now let's try and bring let's start with our KPIs first. Let's bring our KPIs. So what I will do is KPI the three. I will just you press shift, then you click on each of them, then copy it, then you have them on dashboard. You can paste. Okay, so before other things, what I will do is that I'll just category label. I don't need it. The colored value, I will reduce the font to I'll make it bold, then reduce it to like 9. Yeah, about, let's see what it brings. Okay, now let's make it 12. Major stuff of 15. Let's make it 12. Then the general aspect where we have effect background. I don't want any background. So what I'll just do is I'll bring it very close to, I'll be very close to where I need it. Then I would now do the necessary adjustment. I think this is so, is this small? Let's see. So I'll be putting some icons. The 20, I'll be placing some icons very close to the value. So I wouldn't want it to actually be inversion. So actually low. Well, no. So let's see if that will work. Okay, maybe that is better. Let me the header. Let me reduce this. Good. Then this header, let's bring it a little bit lower. So it doesn't actually good. I think that works. So now this now we can, let's go into color variable. Let's see. Now let me reduce it to 16. Yes, 16 is okay. So at least everybody can see with the 16. Now you can actually do something. When you have this, you can do font format painter. When you just highlight this, then you click on where you need it, then it actually changes it back to, changes it to where what you actually the format the other one has. So you can do that to each of the value. So instead of you editing it again and again, okay, let's see the size of this. This is 16. This is 16. This is 12. So we can actually just do format painter, then click on this, and then you have it right there like that. So let me reduce this. Let me reduce this. Now for this one, I want to shift this one to, no, no, not this. Then all your charts, you can actually, all your tables, you can actually group them. You can align them to about center, but I'm using that rest of to make it align. Then this two, then this, then the others. This one looks a little bit bigger. Okay. plus 15. Let me change back to 16. I think I want to 16 and 16. And let's have this. Let's have this like that. So at least to some extent, we can actually place our icon at the left hand side. So what we are going to do is that we are going to import some of the icons. Now we need to download some of the icons. You can download yours in on flat icon. Just Google it on Chrome on Mozilla. Then just search for flat icons. Then you download it in form of PNG. So I might be using repeated icons actually. So, so what we do is we go to insert. Let me enlarge this one so that you can actually see. So we go to insert. Then when we go to insert, we go to image. Now there's a way it actually comes. You can now have it as star on the right hand side here. So on the right hand side you can have your image, then you upload image. See now if you want it from your URL, you can do that. You click on URL, then you copy, you paste your link. But if you have it from here, you can actually check. So which one looks like money there? Probably I'm going to use this one throughout, or just for this class actually. So you can just have you might have downloaded your icons, then you can reduce them just like that, then bring them to us. So sometimes you might actually have the ones that do not have color, then you can change the um, outlines. Yeah, so this can do it in two ways. You can actually bring it like this, or you zoom in. I can zoom in. I can zoom in to so when you zoom in, you can zoom in so that you can see, then you can edit it. So and then if you're 100% sure of what you want to do like that from afar, most of them I would advise you to just zoom in so that you get the accuracy of what you need. So you can, so what I'll be doing is what I'll be doing is I'll be using the same icon. I'll try and format it a little bit. Probably if I can get something different from it so that it will not look the same. Or I'll bring in new or I'll bring in new icon. Okay. Okay, I don't really have to okay. I don't really have to change this. So let me just change image. 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 Okay. This is the image effect. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Let me see the contrast. Okay. So you can change your effect like that. You can make it nice or not. And can be set. Let me just drop it back to 0. No, 0. Okay. Let me just make it back to 0. So let me change the icons. Upload email. You can just cancel it from there. Then you do browse. Let me see average. Let's work with average. Let's use this one for average. So we can use this one for average. We can use it for average. So and then okay. So let us stick with let's stick with that. Let me see if I can add few things. I don't want to put background. Okay, it's coming like images. So okay, because of time, chat. Let's drop it. So make sure you pick any of the flat icons that to see that it actually choose what you want, so that you don't need to edit anything like that. So let me just copy and paste. Then paste this one. So I can just zoom into this other side. Now you can use any icon that you want. Actually. Okay. 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 Put it. So this can be. So let's this one. So let's move it a little bit. Good. So let's add icons. Let's see if we can get something else, or we just stick to green and go. Management TV. Okay, let's see if this will work. Nice. So, so I need something very nice for this one, so it will not be so dry because of the color combination. So let's change this. So you might actually download yours before, and okay, should I use something? So I've used this as, so let's do like this. Let's place this one here. Okay, then let's smallest. Let's work with this. With this. Okay. So we can have that. So you can now zoom out. Zoom out. Let's see. It actually makes sense from above. The icons are not too big. So you can reduce it because we checking the views from out. Okay. Okay. So we have that. So let me quickly zoom in. Let's check. Let me reduce. Let's reduce this. Okay. So you can place your icons the way you actually want. You can place them on top, below, above, depending on how you want it actually. Depending on how you want it. So this one, let me read. Okay. Then let's check the last one. We want to reduce. Check. Right. So this two, let's reduce the size. Okay. Now you can also now at least we can manage it like that. So we can actually move on like that. I think it's so we can actually move on like that. So we have the average, the icons like that. So we can click on this, then shift, click on this, then shift, click on this, then shift, click on this. Then we go to format. I clicked on everything like that and I want to group everything group so that when I'm moving them, it actually move. So we can actually do like that. Do the same thing for this one. Shift, shift. You press the shift down, then you click on those shift, then we go to group. So sometimes if you click on those shapes and you want to align, you can actually align them too. But for now, I don't know. I use that the red lines. I use the red line before, so you can actually group them. The reason why I'm grouping it is because I don't want a shift when I move anything. So this also okay, hold on. Let's group this. This press down shift. Then you have this. Then you go to format. Then you group it so that when you move any of your values or your shape, you don't have issues with it. You can still edit them inside the chat spot. Okay, let's go to format, then let's group it. Okay. So I have it. So I have balance. So let's have these. Then we have sheets. Then click on this one. Then we go to format. Then we go. So we go that. So we have grouped this ones. We have grouped every of the things. So we can actually highlight everything also and then group them. We can highlight everything like that and group them depending on how you want. But I'll still leave that aside. I'll still leave the big one outside if so that if you have anything you want to, although you can see edit anything you want to edit. Let's do this. Let's shift this. Let me shift this one. Okay. So let me drop this. Drop this. So to fit. So let's see if that's control that. Yes. Okay, fine. I think it's we are moving forward. Moving forward the shape. So I can actually group every of charts. If you have this shift, before we click on that, you can have shift and shift and shift and this one, and this and this and this. So you can actually group them. But the challenge we are going to have is when we want to edit because I still want to actually edit our colors if possible. Actually. Let me see. Good. This is my aim and objective. Okay, so when I want to move them, they all move freely like that. Okay, so when I want to move them, they all move freely. And then this one is different from this actually. So I can make it, I might not group the other ones first. Let's just leave it like that so that everything can. Now let's bring all other charts. Then we edit them to actually suit. So I still going to work on that map. Um, I will drop the map like that. Then we can actually use this guy. Shape map to actually do some editing. But let me just teach us how we are going to drop it. They know that at least to some extent our dashboard is complete. Then other editing might just be minor depending on your tastes. So let's have this one, the average, and cut it, but I would advise to copy it so that you want to if you want to adjust anything. This is the average fare by route, the average transport fare by transport type. Okay, this is top 10, right? So what we're going to do is we'll check um what we're going to do is we will just remove our background of, then title of, um so we don't want to actually label everything. I think this thing is arranged alphabetically. So let's see. That is alphabetically actually. So then also we can remove the comment. Comments. Good. So for this one too, we can basically remove. Let me see. Okay, the icon, the header. Let's see. Oh, then the y and x axis can be removed. The title. Okay, for y, let's see. Okay, we need this. Or we can actually bold it so that we can see. Good. The title, we don't need the title. Same for the x axis. We don't need the title. For the x axis, we don't need the title. So we edit the title. Now, the values you can if you remove the values like this, it will not show you the values. But sometimes you can actually have the values. Then you can determine how you want to place your values. For example, you can have um, your colored values. If you need a grade lines, you can use that. If you want to reduce your bars, probably you feel like your bars are too long, and then the color too, you can actually change the thing. So I'm going to be doing some little adjustments about the bars, especially for the color. Let me see the color. I'm changing the color, and then I want it to be something a little bit of gold, brown, gold, or chocolate. So there's a way you can actually edit each of them to actually look like their sizes. Let me pick orange. I think that is really nice. Why? I need orange. Something. Okay, something like that. Okay. So normally, if I'm using gold, I can get the color code online. Then this is good. So this is dependent on what you actually want. Actually, so you increase it from your okay, it's too bright. Let me make it. Let's add a bit of red. So let's just move this a little bit. So it's good. So I think this one can actually work for me. Now two things are involved. So if you actually want to edit um your bars, you can actually change the color, but we don't actually need that now. So now for this, we can actually spread, we can move it, but I will not move it because of the size of what I need. Let me see if this actually works. Now, this is why I said that most of the time you need to actually now the call out values now. Okay, for X, let me check. The value for X, I might not, I don't actually need it. Now, two things are involved. You can actually check again and see to find. Let's assume that I want to show it like this. I want to show my results like that. So we don't make names. Or we just make it top 5, top 3, so that you can see. So I did the undo again. So we have Power BI is a little bit slow now based on workload. So let me just change it from back to uh, what we need. Okay. So now your we can actually make things work by reducing the size of the values so that we can see. Then I don't think is it bold. Yeah. So let's expand this. Let's expand this like this. Now this is where the challenge will now come. The challenge of the size because of the edge. I'm only seeing actually want to compare the variation of charts. Many have picked the wrong chart there. Let's go back to the chart. Okay. Okay. I think this is the right chart now. Let's see. I think this one is arranged in order. Before it was not in order. This three, four. So the values are actually very close. They're actually very close. Now, so so if they are placed in order, there's a way you can actually do it in such a way that you can see. Okay, I want to extend this one so that my values will be more visible. Yeah, I'll extend the length. I thought even if you group them, you need to adjust frequency. Then okay, let's go. Let's go to so I want to shift it. So I press undo already. So it take a while for it to actually come back. Okay. Power BI is now slow. Okay. Now let's see. Let's shift it. I don't want it to be too big. Okay, so we can move this one upward. So we can move this upward. So irrespective of the grouping, you can actually adjust your chart. So you so now this is um the chart for the top 10 most expensive routes. So I'm going to edit in such a way that it is in order, like the highest at the top, then followed by the next one. So I'll be editing the color. So I'll paint it in such a way that when you look at it, you will know that this one is actually more than the other one. Okay, so let's see. Let me shift this and so okay. Okay, now let me click out so that I can add that. I will reduce the size now so that we can have enough aspect for the charts. So now I think this is getting better. So we can now move this one downward. It will be this one, two, three. So that's this is a little bit better like that. Then let's move. So you can decide to change your chart if you want to actually. If you want to change your chart, you can decide to change your chart to any preferred chart that you want. Now, okay, I don't want it to be an extra. I don't want the scrolling up and scrolling down. So let me increase this a little bit.